Hey, Puppy Trades! I wanted to do a video analysis update of the stock market. And yeah, I'm going to stick to stocks. Don't you worry. I'm going to stock my ass off in this video. I promise. But oh man, I got to ask one question for you, America. Are you ready for some football? A Monday night party? No. We got the NFL season starting tomorrow. Oh my goodness. I haven't seen devastating head injuries in too long. It's been 7 or 8 months. I need to see violence. I need to see brain damage. Oh, we're going to get to see it, man. All these men on Twitter counting down the days to the NFL season, man. Oh, man. Every year, the day after the Super Bowl, oh, we got this many days till football. Oh, it's so long. And then the day before the NFL season, oh, we're not going to have a Sunday without football until bang. They let you know the exact first Sunday after the Super Bowl. Hallelujah. We can see more kids in high school and middle school get CTE. But there's a certain group of people who really get the worst head injuries in football. And I'm talking about the wide receiver. Don't argue with me. You know the wide receivers get it the worst. Come on now. We all know the wide receivers get it the worst. Don't you pretend with me. A wide receiver like Mike Williams, who played for the NFL, Buffalo Bills, and Buccaneers, he was probably very worried about being struck in the head quite violently. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go take a YouTube search of NFL hospital passes. Mike Williams was probably really worried about being a part of those as a wide receiver in the NFL. To my knowledge, it got out pretty good for an NFL receiver. But today we got some very strange news. Mike Williams, who played for the Buccaneers and the Buffalo Bills, was hit in the head with a steel beam on September 1st, and today he died. So on September 1st, he was working at a construction site, and he got hit in the head with a steel beam. Now, I really hope you don't think I'm reaching here when I say, what does 99% of the American population think of when they hear steel beam? Answer that. 99.5% of the American population, when they hear the terms steel beam, unless they work at a construction site like Mike Williams, are going to think of September 11th, 2001. The famous conspiracy that jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams. How those buildings fall so quickly in the exact same style and fashion as a controlled demolition. And they were only hit by 2 airplanes, but 3 buildings fell down. And all 3 of them exact perfect pancakes like a controlled demolition. And so the conspiracy theorists, the crazy conspiracy theorists who thought that the Iraq war and the Afghanistan war and all those wars in the Middle East, like with Iran, were just for oil and heroin, and they were going to last decades and never end, those conspiracy theorists who were so wrong said jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams, right? So steel beams and 9/11, they got a connection. And wouldn't you know it, this guy played for the Buffalo Bills. And let's just look. Most of his career he played with the Buffalo Bills. He also played with the Buccaneers. He appeared in 63 NFL games. He made 223 catches. Dying in the year 223. Dying at age 36. And Buffalo equals 63 and 36 in Gematria. So this cipher is added with all the letters of the alphabet just in their order. B is 2, its number is 2. Simple. That's 63. You add up all those up. He played in 63 NFL games. You do that. If you do it to the point where K, like Mike Williams, the third letter of his name is K. K is the 11th letter of the alphabet. So in the full reduction cipher, K has a value of 2 because 1 plus 1 equals 2. So that's the reduction cipher. Mike Williams, if you add up the values of his name, equals 55. He died 55 days before the Buffalo Bills and the Buccaneers play each other. But going back to the 9/11 connection, the first Monday Night Football game of the NFL season, sometimes they have 2 for the first week. But the big Monday Night Football matchup on September 11th, most games are on Sunday, right? So they have the Monday night game. On September 11th, the Buffalo Bills, who he played his career with mostly, are playing the New York Jets. So a former member of the Buffalo Bills was hit by a steel beam before his old team plays the New York Jets on September 11th. If you really don't see what the connection is there, I can't help you. I genuinely can't help you. I'm going to try a little bit with Gematria real quick. So, the third cipher, reverse, is found by taking the alphabetic order in reverse. So A isn't the first letter, it's the 26. Its value is 26. Easy. This reverse reduction is found by taking the alphabetic order and doing reverse reduction. So K isn't the 11th letter. It's easier for me to just do it with L. Okay, so L is the 12th letter of the alphabet. That means in the reverse, L is the 14th letter. So in reverse reduction, L is the 14th letter of the alphabet in reverse, and you reduce it, so 1 plus 4 equals 5. That's how that value is found for reverse reduction. 2 NFL players, just this offseason, have died with a similar pattern, where they die in their former teams, the big teams they spent their career with, play each other, and their death is in connection with that. Mike Williams is just the third example. He died 55 days. He equals 55 before the Bills and the Buccaneers, his former teams, play each other. Very similar to how Alex Collins, who died in Colorado, lived in Colorado, and played at Colorado State, I believe. Colorado and murder have a very famous connection with the numbers 83 and 38. Colorado's the 38th state, and 83 and 38 is what Colorado equals in ordinal and reduction, and in reverse ordinal and reverse reduction, murder equals 83 and 38. So Alex Collins, he died in Colorado 83 days before his former NFL team's play, the 49ers. Sorry, that was Clark Haggans. Clark Haggans, there's been so many, I mixed them up. Clark Haggans died 83 days before the 49ers and the Steelers play each other, his former NFL teams, and he died in Colorado, which equals 83 days before that happened. He also played, I believe, at Colorado State or Colorado Springs. He died in Colorado Springs. Alex Collins was a former player for the Ravens and the Seahawks. So he died late at night, and we all found out the next morning. The next morning we found out was 83 days before his former NFL team's play. He died, his former NFL teams that play the Ravens and the Seahawks. So he played for them. He died 83 days before they played. Alex Collins died 83 days before he played, and the team he currently played for at the time was the Memphis Showboats. Memphis Showboats equals 83. Memphis Showboats also equals 70, 227, and 83 in the exact same ciphers as motorcycle crash. Alex Collins died in a motorcycle crash 83 days before his former NFL team's play. Clark Haggans died in Colorado after playing and living in Colorado for a lot of his life growing up, 83 days before his former NFL team's play, the 49ers and the Steelers. And then today, Mike Williams dies at age 36. He played in 63 games in the NFL. He had 223 career catches, dying in 2023. And his name equals 55 in Gematria. He died 55 days before his former NFL team's play. He got hit in the head with a steel beam. Before his old team plays the New York Jets on 9/11. Okay, so that's... And really, the thing, what does this have to do? That's just honestly a disrespectful question to ask what this has to do with stocks. But how many times, have we seen uncanniness? The length of wave 1, place at the wave too low, that's where wave 3 ends. Tesla, Nvidia, many times taking the length of wave 1, placing it at the wave too low. That's where a wave ends. Where it's not about being right in the market. I hate that I've even answered what this has to do with stocks, but the whole point is that we have this weird relationship with uncanniness. We can't recognize what is uncanny and what is not. What is coincidental and what is not. There is an answer to that. There is a real answer to that. And so if the S&P uncannily does exactly what I say, and goes to a small wave 5 to an all-time high, or in the many times, that this type of stuff happens. Tesla went the whole length of this rally, placed it this low. And I called this a bull flag multiple times throughout Tesla's history. I said this was a wave 1 and a wave 2 forming. I said this from this low was a wave 1 and a wave 2 forming. And, Nvidia, numerous times, the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low. And these are multi-trillion-dollar market cap rallies. Look at this. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low, exactly where Nvidia goes, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. Now it's all matter of fact about AI. Now it's coincidence. Now it's, broken clocks being right. What if a lot of the things, what I tried to do in this video, I tried to pick the counts that I thought were pretty. Counts that I think about where I'm like, this is kind of pretty. Something where, like Nvidia, we got between the 61 and 78%, 6.6% retracement of a 5 waves advance. I think there's a wave 1 and a wave 2 forming. A wave 3 can be hit. And I'm going to try to be a little uncanny in this video. But what I'm trying to say is uncanniness is something that has to be recognized. And I'm going to give you a litmus test right now. Buffalo Bills player getting hit in the head with a steel beam before his team plays the New York Jets on 9/11. Like all these people, Clark Haggans, 83 days before his former NFL team plays. Alex Collins died in a motorcycle crash when he currently played for the Memphis Showboats, 83 days before his former NFL team's play. Mike Williams died at 36 after playing 63 total NFL games, 55 days before his former teams play each other, and his name equals 55. The Memphis Showboats running back died in a motorcycle crash, and they equal in the same ciphers. 49ers and, Colorado native, Pittsburgh Steelers former player, dies 83 days before those two teams play in Colorado. Very famous 83-38 pattern there. Mike Williams dies 55 days before his former NFL teams play at age 36. and then it's a clear steel beam tribute. They're making fun of you, right? They're making fun of you when they get everyone bearish, and we have the CFTC, we have record high CFTC commitment of future traders levels here. This was the highest level of CFTC net short futures positions ever, right here. You know that, right? This was the high for months. For months, we've never seen the CFTC be net short futures higher than this. So they get everyone bearish, saying a 4%. You know how stupid it is to say a 4.5% Fed funds rate is going to crash the market just by itself. You know how stupid that is. And they have the highest level ever of CFTC, net short futures here, because real financial professionals think on its own a 4.5% Fed funds rate is too tight. When the required reserves ratio is 0 and we have $1 trillion spending bill every year. That's too tight a monetary policy to support asset price inflation. It is crazy. So it's a joke. When they kill the Memphis Showboats running back in a motorcycle crash and it's a triple match with his team, how he died, that is a joke. They are making fun of you. And when you call it a coincidence and you say all this crap, like NVIDIA going from the length of wave 1 places this wave too low and a perfect hit. I mean, if SPY hits 600, that's just going to be another coincidence too. And I don't know what the point of being around for that afterwards is. After it's already gone, the length of wave 1 hitting the wave 2 target again, it's still going to be coincidence. It's still going to be the broken clocks. That's I don't know, man. I don't know. That it says a lot about the people saying that and the position they're in life. Let's just say that. But if I don't see what the point is, And really, this is why a lot of people don't do what I do. It just doesn't make sense. Like, you're gonna be perfectly right for over a year and a half, and then as soon as we get a dip, some dipshits who said, short to the wind this whole time. And now it's happening again, right? And those same whatever, they still got their same predictions. Oh, I sent a risk-off signal here. I sent a risk-off signal that day. They got pinned to their bio, right? And now you're doing the same thing today. You're looking at crash porn, right? You're looking at crash porn, And that's why you're such a dumb sheep. That's why you're a dumb animal. You're full net short futures positions here. You're the most bearish net short futures positions ever here because you think a 5% Fed funds rate is too tight to crash the market. Now you're already looking at this. How many of y'all are looking at this? ABC. And your traders and gurus aren't even ready for that. I've explained hundreds of times how I'm actually ready for this. The people telling you this, they're not. They're not ready for this shit. They're not ready for the length of wave A, place of the wave B high to not go. Their setup, just so you know, their setup is very simple. 459.44 doesn't go. That ended wave B. We're going wave C down. The length of wave A, place of the wave B high. And that target is 323. That's the setup. That is their setup. That is all you are going to hear from them. And I don't want anyone to pay for that. So this is their bear porn crash setup. We're not going above 459.44. We're going the length of wave A, place at the wave B high, place at the wave C low. That's their wave C whatever. That's it. Are they prepared for it? No. Have you asked them if they're prepared for it? No. You don't give a damn. If they're prepared for it. You guys asked me for my P&L. What a joke. Have you ever asked for a guru's P&L when they said, hey, just blindly short the market like this? Length of wave A, place of wave B high, perfect hit. NVIDIA guy, he still got his risk-off signal up there. His whole thing was AMD and NVIDIA and SOXX full of bloated pigs. He's still bragging about it. People are so stupid, it doesn't even matter that NVIDIA went up 500%. It doesn't matter. And so my point is that when uncanniness happens, you're not going to give a damn. The next time Jerome Powell sneezes, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. And it does affect me. Because when Pfizer enters wave 3, when BNTX enters wave 3, When Novavax enters wave 3, you're going to be dumb sheep again. You're going to talk about stupid crap. And I'm not going to be here for it. I think this is 1-2, 1-2 from this low. This is a wave 3 of wave 3 in progress. We ended wave 3 of wave 3. This is wave 4 of wave 3, ending at the 38.2% retracement. I think we hold 429.34, go the length of wave 1, place at the wave 4 low, bare minimum. That sets up a wave 5 towards all-time highs. Now, we'll talk about more charts in this market. If we see, if all that happens, that we go above 70.70, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but then the weekly RSI gets above 70.70, there will be the chance to say this is not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's 1, 2, and yes, another wave 1 and another wave 2. Now, I know it sounds crazy. And above 429.3, below 429.34, let's say it is crazy. And this is a little tighter, smaller, shorter term setup than I'm usually for. But, you know, I don't know. At a certain point, I get people who don't really care about my, you know, multi-month time frame predictions. I don't know. I don't know. That's where the money's made, selling options, right? An ETF like SPYI, an ETF like JEPQ would be, you know, put W. Those would be, you know, more interesting ways to, you know, play it, at least for me. But SPY above 429, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, nearly identical to QQQ. I was going to do Apple as the replacement for this. But QQQ, extremely similar. Extremely similar. I think this is a 1, 2, wave 3, ABC wave 4 correction. This is 1, 2, 1, 2 from this low. This is a large wave 3 of wave 3 that ended. This is wave 4 of wave 3 that ended. 348.71 might be a little wide, but I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up that I'm expecting for the NASDAQ. Like I said, 348.71, a little tight for the Qs. Pick the low is obviously just going to be 354.71, a little more better RR, but I think this is 1, 2, 1, 2. Wave 3 of wave 3, shallow wave 4 correction. The length of wave 4, place of the wave 5 high, gets the NASDAQ and the S&P right around all-time highs above those levels. So that's the Qs and the S&P. Apple, I thought, had an interesting chart news today. The Apple chart, I think that from this low, this is a wave 1 and a wave 2. This is a big wave 3. It goes well past the 161.8% extension, you know, kind of giving a little bit of supporting evidence. It's a wave 3. That's a shallow wave 4 correction between the 38.2 to 50% fib. 171.07 is nice. 164.65 is a little wide, way too wide, honestly. You know, and pick the low is 171.96. I think the ideal level, 171.96, very close to 171.07. That's kind of the zone. Above that, I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4, wave 5 I'm expecting for Apple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low would take Apple up to 204. So kind of, you know, smaller, shorter term setups than usual. But I wanted to, you know, share. I've been thinking about some of these charts today. I was thinking about Verizon. I think I was thinking about AMD a little more. AMD, I think from this low, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up for wave 1. This is a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up, wave 1 and wave 2. The reason I think this is another wave 1 and another wave 2 is that in Elliott wave, there's a rule that says wave 5 ends with momentum divergence. On the weekly RSI, this is the highest high, suggesting it wasn't 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because if this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we should have seen a lower low on the RSI with this higher high. Since this was the highest high reading on the RSI, all that basically says is that this shouldn't be labeled a wave 5. I think it's a wave 1 and a wave 2 at the 61.8% retracement. 92.11 is a little wide, but the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low can see AMD enter a wave 3 of wave 3. I think with, NVIDIA being at an all-time high, this could definitely be, not too outlandish to see in the future for advanced micro. NVIDIA, very similar analog, fell with AMD. Was NVIDIA, the big leader? That's honestly the big question for Tesla and AMD bulls. Seeing Apple and Microsoft at all-time high also gives a little bit of evidence that we could see SPY and the Qs at an all-time high. That's all EWT. Other forms of TA don't recognize that. I think Arkk is a wave 1 and a wave 2. Another wave 1 and a wave 2 is a 61.8% retracement. Some leaders in Arkk, I didn't pick out the biggest list. I think they've already done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up. I think this is the 61.8% retracement. This is wave 1 and wave 2. If we see Arkk make a new high above 51.33, then that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at least. Now, if Ark's weekly RSI makes a new high above 65.14, that's going to be not just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up. It's going to be what I think this count is, because we get this deeper kind of wave 2 correction as opposed to a shallow wave 4. That this is a 1, 2, 1, 2 wave 3 of wave 3 in progress. 38.27, pretty tight for high beta. Wide invalidation, 34.72, a little wide. Crispr Therapeutics, I thought this had a very pretty count from this low. I mean, really, the all-time count, is pretty too. But I think even just from this low, this is a wave 1 and a wave 2. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up. Very clear subdivision where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 5 ends with momentum divergence on the RSI. Higher high, lower low, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up, and ABC correction to the 78.6% fib. I'm looking for 42 to not get broken. They even give that perfectly round number of 42. The length of wave 1, place of the wave 2 low, says we're going to break above that perfectly high round number of 72.00. Go on a wave 3. I think 75 is a minimum target. Verizon, long-term chart. Not really the best stop loss for a long-term chart. That, 78.6% fib of 31.45 is pretty damn wide. But in the big picture, I think this is a wave 1 and ABC wave 2. I think this is another wave 1 subdivided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves unlabeled. This is an ABC correction at the 61.8 to 78.6% fib. A wide invalidation would be 25.99. 31.45 is kind of like a goofily tight stop, but I do think we're going to see a wave 1 and a wave 2 form. This is a very long-term chart, but I think this is a wave 1 and a wave 2 in the big picture. This is another wave 1 and another wave 2 in the big picture. A multi-year wave 3 of wave 3 with Verizon's dividend could be a very interesting, hard thing to catch, but a very useful thing to catch. In long-term investing, they say you only got to be right once. Stock like Verizon, if that was the one that was only right, that'd be an example of that. I think paying dividends for a long time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ways up for BNTX on the all-time chart. ABC correction, the length of wave A, place the wave B high is where wave C ends. Right at the 78.6% fib, it's picked the low above 95.50. That's wave 1 and wave 2. BNTX can enter wave 3 of wave 3. You can see that target. Very scary. Pfizer, Verizon. Some of the tweakers say there's a connection, but I'm not going to go there. I think this is a wave 1 and a wave 2. This is another wave 1 and another wave 2 at the 78.6% fib. I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up from this low. An ABC correction. Beautiful invalidation. 27.88. I don't think it goes. I think they're messing with the retailers. This is wave 1 and wave 2. We're going to see, Pfizer enter wave 3 to wave 3. I am indirectly going to benefit, from not supporting medical apartheid. If, Pfizer crashes, that's an interesting way to look at it for me. To save some time, I'll probably just post about IHI. This is a medical devices ETF. I want to get a little more broad than just Pfizer. It's not the only, healthcare stock in the market. The vaccine sector isn't the only, sector in the market, but this could be an interesting ABC correction ending for IHI. This is the ETF that holds medical devices. But yeah, I think that, to save some time, I'll be very brief. That ABC low I'm about to hold, if that holds of 46.51, then we're going to we're going to see IHI has ended this ABC correction, and it's going to go fill out the left side of the base, the right side of the base, make a new all-time high above 67.29, possibly further than that. Uranium fuels, I talked about UEC in a recent tweet. I own UUUU. I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up in ABC correction wave 1 and wave 2. This is another wave 1 and another wave 2. So if UU, it's extremely wide, but if UUU holds above 4.85, this is another wave 1 and another wave 2. Camigo Corp, CCJ, already above this relative wave 1 high as well. I expect UUU and UEC to follow uber tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1, wave 2 from the low. Uber tight would be 5.64. I'm really kind of in it to win it, expecting we're going to see uranium fuels follow CCJ. All right. Oh, let's talk about UAL. It's got a beautiful chart. It doesn't have the long-term chart. I'll talk about the long-term chart with Southwest. UAL, we got a little bit of a headline in just to be a little simple. I think this is a wave 1 and a wave 2 from this low at the 61.8 to 78.6% fib. This is wave 1 and wave 2. I think from this low, this is another wave 1 and another wave 2. Not the prettiest chart for, this video. I think I'll post about some prettier airline charts. I'll talk about some prettier airline charts in this video. I think this is wave 1 and wave 2. This is another wave 1 and another wave 2. But I was actually really more interested in this super short-term chart of United Airlines, especially given what happened recently. They grounded some flights, but this is an interesting chart of United Airlines because where this ABC correction happened, in the cycle within this, from this low of 40.43, I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from this low, and then UAL may have ended an ABC correction for wave 3. For wave 2, right where the length of wave A placed at the wave B high was met. So what I'm saying is I think it looks something like this, and it's interesting. We got all this UAL news right where this could be an ABC correction ending. The length of wave A placed at the wave B high is right where wave C ended. I think I'll get the exact levels, 40.43 and 58.23, not 32, almost got it. So a little tight would be 44.24. It's actually a pretty good level for this invalidation. But I think for UAL, this is an ABC correction ending where the length of wave A placed at the wave B high was met. I'll talk about the long-term chart. Very nice RR with Southwest Airlines. Also, in a very similar thing. The Jets ETF hit its 0% implied volatility ranking percentile for the past 52 weeks. I think this is an ABC correction. I'm interested in UAL above 44.24. I might be a tweaker conspiracy theorist below that. Long-term chart, though, oh man, this Southwest Airlines chart is extremely, extremely interesting. It's got a beautiful invalidation of 22.46, getting close to it. I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1 / wave A, and ABC correction wave 2 / wave B. And then from this low, and I'll try to show the subdivision, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up for wave 1 and a wave 2. So 22.46 is going to be a nice invalidation. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low says we can see Southwest begin a wave 3 of wave 3 towards 64 to 70. Even from this low, I'm a little interested in the idea. This is another wave 1 and another wave 2 in the small degree of 28.40 would be ridiculously tight, but I think they're just making it ridiculously tight. Sometimes they make it feel like you're playing with fire. Above 22.46, it might be, fire that gets even hotter. Brookfield National. I wanted to talk about some financials in this video. all the financials have very similar charts. So I've kind of been going round robin in my analysis of them. But Brookfield National and Lincoln Financial are the charts for today. I think Brookfield National has a really pretty count. Lincoln Financial has a really pretty count too. But the fundamentals for Lincoln Financial are pretty bad. I mean, you look at the fundamentals. We'll go over some of those for LNC. We can see why the market, is discounting it. The Elliott Wave question is that an opportunity or, a trap, as they're going to say? I think there's pretty clear levels for LNC. But just to be with Brookfield Financial right now, very pretty. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a fifth wave higher. Nice impulse and ABC correction where the length of wave A placed the wave B high was where wave C ended. So I think this is A, B, C. I like this wave 2 low of 29.09. No, 28.25. That's a little tight. I think this is a pretty one though. 28.25 is a little tight. It's a little pick below. But I think that ultimately Brookfield National goes really pretty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 waves up, 3 waves back. If it breaks the stop, I'll post a different one. But I think that this is going to hold 28.25. We'll see how uncanny, y'all think this is if wave 3 begins for BN. And I think this is kind of the financial of the day. Lincoln National, I really probably should have marked up more for this video. I noticed those pesky MMs taking an interesting position in strangles in Lincoln National. I've been following them for a while. They were able to get long gamma here, and I think they were buying against this position, and now they're getting long gamma here with strangles on the bar chart strangle screen to start playing the upside. That's all obviously speculation. I'll talk about the wave count for LNC. I mean, like a lot of these financials, it's a very clean invalidation, 26.11. $9 stop for a, minimum from an LA Waves perspective, 77.57, $30 target. Sometimes, above this low, this high gets broken is the best setup. I think airlines and financials, there's a lot of names that hit that qualifier. You can probably very clearly see this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up for LNC. Just to save some time, I won't do the subdivision. I'll probably post about this. But this is wave 1 and wave 2. Very clean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves. Wave 1, ABC wave 2. I think this is another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves. Wave 1, ABC wave 2. All valid for a nice nest above 16.11. Speaking of nice nest, we'll get to a little bit of a. I wanted to do a little bit of a wave 4, another wave 4 in the market. I think is from XLY. This holds a lot of Amazon, Tesla, and Home Depot. Tesla, I'll probably talk about, as well. This is an ABC correction, I think. The length of wave A placed the wave B high is where wave C ends. I think from this low, this is another wave 1 and a wave 2. This is a wave 3 and a wave 4. 151.79 is getting a little far away, but I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll see a wave 5. If that was the low, pick the low at 160.93. The wave 5 target is the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low, giving XLY a nice little target of 190. If it goes above 72.56, it can evolve to a more aggressive count. I definitely talked about Arkk already. Tesla, I did not. Tesla, I talked about in my last video, but it's giving some of the, the better levels in this market. Kind of showing how growth in big tech, might not be done. I think this is an ABC correction. This is another wave 1 and another wave 2, another wave 1 and another wave 2. Well, sorry, I didn't even mention that this in the huge picture, I think, is a wave 1 and wave 2. From this low, though, that's the most important cycle. This weekly cycle from this low, basically an ABC correction, wave 1, wave 2. another wave 1, another wave 2, above 208.49, that's 61.8% retracement. This can get pretty explosive. The length of wave 1 places the wave 2 low. We can see Tesla enter wave 3 of wave 3. If wave 3 is at least the length of wave 1, that could take Tesla up towards 360. Ethereum, the crypto of the day, in the big picture, I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up. An ABC correction, where the length of wave A places wave B high, was where wave C ended at the 78.6% retracement. From this low, the most important count is that this is a wave 1 and wave 2, so it can enter a wave 3 in the big picture, even though from this low, I think this is another wave 1 and wave 2. Ethereum above 1372 is a tight kind of daily chart invalidation. The weekly chart invalidation is 1,077. That's quite wide. But for Ethereum, I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves from this low. And that would make this above 1372 another wave 1 and another wave 2 from this low. If I measure the Fibonacci retracements for Ethereum, it's right around the 61.8% retracement of this correction right now. I'll get the exact fibs out. A little tedious for 2137.770. And 1372.941. I think this is a wave 1 and a wave 2. We could see Ethereum. A little tight would be this low of 1372.94. Enter a wave 3, a wave 3. That would give a minimum equal legs target of 2,331. That's a daily count target. Realistically, Ethereum could go a lot higher than that.